What is up, beautiful bikers and trikers? As you can tell, we got a little snow on the ground today in West Virginia, which means no motorcycle riding. Technically, I could take this thing out and go ride. However, we're not. Since there's a little bit of snow on the ground, it's in the 20s, a little bit scared of ice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the salt that is on the bike right now off of it. So I'm gonna take you guys through just a quick washing of what I want to do to this bike in the undercarriage, just to get the salt off of it. By the way, rocking those new Oakleys today. Not a paid sponsorship, can promise you that. Let's get to it. 27 degrees and washing it, right? Anyways, you might be able to see that. It's S100 Total Cycle Cleaner. I've never used it before at all. I've read plenty of stuff about it on YouTube, watched some videos, everybody said it works pretty well. Pretty much I'm just using this to get the salt off the bike. So we're going to see how that does. Hopefully it'll do fairly well. The goal is with this, you soak anywhere that you want to wash with this stuff. Pretty much as soon as you spray it, you need to start washing it with water. And hopefully it'll bring this bike pretty clean. Alright guys, I know you really can't tell by the way it looks in here because of the lighting and stuff. This bike came exceptionally clean with the use of the S100 Total Cycle Cleaner. And it was simple, there was no scrubbing or anything like that. Literally all I done was sprayed the stuff on. I mean, you saw it in the video. I sprayed it, washed it, and dried it. And she's still a little wet. Like I said, it's 20-some degrees and it's probably maybe 40 in my basement. So this stuff really doesn't, you can't really dry it that great. But I've done all I can, to prevent as much water spotting as I can. And after this is all said and done, tomorrow or something, I'll probably go over it with like a hybrid wax or something like that, or a ceramic coat. Anything like that, I will go over it with. But now let's get to the fun stuff, which is what you're really here for. I'm going to go over the USB port that's located in the dash of these bikes. And I'm also going to go over the new fuel pack that I got from Vance and Hines. It actually came with the bike, but I didn't hook it up because I didn't want to. I wanted to see how the bike went without it. But I think it's time, because it's I want to know a little bit more about this bike, and I want to get my hands dirty on it. So I'll show you guys how to install that, and we'll go over the USB port in the dash, what all that does, because I've seen some videos explaining exactly really what it does, but there are some questions that I had that nobody could really answer, and I'll answer those if they're the same questions you have and everything like that. So we'll go over that too, but keep watching. Let's get to it. Alright, boys and girls, now for the moment that you've all been waiting for. Vance and Hines FP3 fuel pack tuner. I want to show you guys, I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to install it. I have no idea what I'm doing, which means if I don't know how to do it, you can definitely do it. So the only thing that you're going to need is only tool that you'll need is a Phillips head screwdriver, and that is to take the bolt off the back of your seat here. Okay, and then as soon as that's off, take your seat, pop her off. I'm going to set mine to the side there. The next step is going to be to remove your passenger side, or not passenger side, your driver's side, left side saddlebag. Now this is done by just 2 quick connects, maybe. There we go. There's one, and there's the second. So pretty simple there. Once you have it out, be careful. You're going to want to watch out because there is a plug, which is if you have this is a 16 model, it has signal light and brake light on the saddlebag, so you want to be careful removing that. Alright, once we have that off, everything from here is downhill skiing. You got your plate right here. It's held on by 3 grommets. And 1, 2. Just want to be a little careful here. I want to scratch her. And 3. Easy peasy. I'm going to lay this to the side as well. Again, make sure that you try to have you a place that you can set this stuff. All this stuff is painted, so you don't want to lay it on like just plain concrete and get it scratched and so on. So make sure you just have somewhere to set it. So we're going to come down in here, and I already found it. I'm going to bring this camera in here. I'm going to be looking for this plug right here. I cannot remember what they called it. I think it's the DLC, the data link connector. So that is what you're going to be looking for to install the Vance and Hines FP3. Now, let's get her camera. Got her Vance and Hines. Vance and Hines right here. Gotta take it. I'm gonna pull this out. Let me rephrase that. I might pull it out. Alright. So mine will not come loose there like it should. Okay. This is the plug you gotta pull out. So you might need a flathead screwdriver because I had to pry that sucker out of there. However, next step, take our Vance and Hines there. She's plugged in. Now, let's fix my tripod there a little bit. Let's see if she kicks on and got some power to her. Whew. Oh yeah, she got some power. There's some lights. Now, you have to download the app. You have to download the app, which is fuelpak FP3, Vance and Hines. Once you download it, we're going to click here to pair. While using the app, make sure that you have, if you're buying it brand new, it's no problem. But if you're not buying it brand new, these Vance and Hines fuel packs can only be connected to one VIN number. 2593. 2593. 65, 2093. See? 65, 25, 93. Alright, so we got, mine's good, you know. Look, like I said, I bought this bike used, and it come with the bike, so. Alright, yes, we want to pair. Bluetooth is pairing. Checking for firmware. Chances are, and yes. So, had to install the firmware update. Not a big deal. That's okay. Now, while that's going on, let's go over here and check out some stuff. I told you guys I was going to tell you about the USB cable that is located on this bike. If you come in here to your bike and open that, you will see, you might be able to see, it might not, light's not great. There's a USB cable connector there. Now, what that is for is that is for media. This has built-in Bluetooth, so you don't necessarily have to have it. Now, if you're old school and you like to put your music on jump drives, this is perfect for that. So I was thinking to myself, well, it reads media, so I should be able to just connect my phone to it and I can play music through Spotify. No. Now, if your phone takes an SD card, a micro SD card, you can totally put your music on that micro SD and it will read it from your phone to this. You can create a playlist, so on and so forth. A couple different steps, things to go through on that. I gotta say that's a letdown. If I had to say anything about this bike, that's kind of a letdown because the quality of the Bluetooth audio is not that great. You know, I noticed when I turn this bike off, or not turn the bike off, when I turn the radio on, I can have my volume cranked halfway. I can hear it, no problem. I connect my Bluetooth, it's halfway. I can barely hear it. So, of course, I am going deaf. So there's that. But with that being said, it's a letdown. It's a letdown. Not a big letdown, but it's a letdown for me because I'd rather have the better audio quality. So maybe if we could connect like a jump drive, or not a jump drive, but an aux port or something like that, which I know, old school, don't kill me on that, it's old school, I know. That would be better, at least for me. But hey, I can't have my cake and eat it too. With that being said, hopefully, maybe in the future, the close future, I want to be upgrading to the Rockford Fallsgate Stage 3, I think it is, whatever. I'm going to put the speakers in the saddlebag and have 6 total speakers. And we might go for the fairing. Not 100% sure yet. Besides that, this thing rocks, it bumps, and I'm happy with it. Let's check on the progress. So this is what you're going to be met with when you decide to do this. Obviously, it's almost done. It does not take long at all to do. 98%. And we're just making sure pretty much everything is up to date. That way, if there's something new they've added, we have it. Or not, you know, all the little things. All the small things. Alrighty. So now that we're in the app, hopefully you can see it there without too much issue. You got a bunch of different features you can pick. You know, you got search for map, view edit maps, map optimization, view sensor data, maintenance, auto tune. The cool thing is, if you mess something up, customer support is built into this thing, so you can contact them. Now, I think, let's see, it says view edit maps here. We got a default map, okay? We've got a default map that is already good to go. Now, I see some more maps added here. Megaphone, slip-on with type 212. We might have to check those out. But I've got a bunch of different maps that are already built into this thing because the person that had it before me has already messed around with it and stuff like that. So I don't, I don't know exactly what I want to do yet. I might keep it right now with the auto tune that's generated from map 3, because that means this person's ran it and it's come up with a new map, and this bike knows how to run, which it does. I'm okay with that. The cool part is, maintenance. If there's trouble codes, which I have 0 codes, it'll tell you trouble code. You can clear them, everything like that. You can even put in when you need a service. Okay, so it's pretty great. Let's click on that. You can reset it, all that stuff. We come back. Now this is what I think is possibly the coolest thing. If you're big into data, okay, this is where it's at. Not only do we, I think this is like your spark. I don't know, it's got something to do with the spark plugs, because you can see the spark plug emblem right there. Not 100% sure on that. Up here in the top left, miles an hour, so to tell you how fast you're going. You got your throttle position sensor data there. It says 6% right now. I know that's wrong. This is your manifold absolute pressure right now. Shoot. Let's come back. And then you got eco. If you're touring and stuff like that, that's probably good to know. I probably won't be too concerned about that, because I highly doubt that I will be running this thing very eco. But anyways, you can change to a lot of different stuff. You got injector duty, cycle rear, the front, torque, power, fuel economy, average fuel economy, intake air temperature, your gears. There's your rear spark advance, front spark advance, which I think my main one's set on right now, and I need to change that somehow because I don't really care about that. Miles an hour, number of cells learned. Now this is if you're auto tuning. All right, so that's good to know. Engine temperature, battery voltage, RPM, odometer. Now, what I think is cool, let me find it here real quick. I think it's this one, power. This will give you a rough estimate of the horsepower that you're making. Now, is it going to be accurate to a dyno? Yeah, as good as well as I do, probably not. Is it pretty cool? Yeah, it's really cool. Cool as all get out. Anyways, guys, girls, boys, bikers and trikers, I think that's going to do me for this video. Stay tuned for our next one. It'll be riding, hopefully. Because I need to get riding. I want to get on the bike so bad. I'd love to go today, but it's snowing. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope that I've helped you some way, shape, or form. I'm still new to this. I'm learning as I go. I had to watch somebody put this on. But there's questions that they didn't answer that I need an answer. And I hope that this answers your questions or issues that you have with anything, your bikes or anything like that. Because that is what I'm in this for. I want to take the knowledge that I learn and pass it on to you guys. Because I am not smart when it comes to this stuff. So if I can do it, you can do it. No doubt about it. Bikers and trikers, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your weekend. Come on, spring.